Okay, I have to do this. It's a crazy little thing called marriage. Maybe you've lost that loving feeling. Let me try this again. Maybe you're hot-blooded, but your wife is as cold as ice. Oh, come on. What's love got to do with it anyway? Let's ask Dr. Greg Smalley and his beautiful wife, Erin. They've discovered 12 essential elements to avoiding bad love. It's all found in their new book called Crazy Little Thing Called Marriage. Good to see both of you. Welcome.
You too.
I hope you enjoyed my singing talents.
Loved it.
It was impressive.
So, Dr. Smalley, how can a 10-minute conversation actually change a marriage?
Yeah, sadly, the average couple only talks about 4 minutes a day on meaningful things. I think they spend most of their time administrating their marriage, talking about the budget, dealing with conflicts, schedules, all those to-do lists. And what they do is they end up not getting good quality conversation. And so what Erin and I found is that, I tell you, the key, a simple 10-minute conversation to where the rule is you're not allowed to administrate your marriage. You're not allowed to deal with relationship issues. It has to be a time to where all you're doing is you're being curious. You're asking questions.
Caring.
You're trying to, you know, there's a great line in a song that says, "I get the joy of rediscovering you."
That's sweet.
that really has to be the goal, is that I want to keep rediscovering her over and over, and I've got to ask questions.
Well, you know what? This weekend I'm flying to LA to do an interview, but my husband's coming with me, and we're staying an extra day to rediscover each other.
Nice.
We've been together for 25 years. You have to do that, right?
You do.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about a busy couple finding time to sit down. How is that possible?
You were
Because we're so busy. that,
You know, what we have come up with is that there's these everyday moments that are part of each and every day. So when you're leaving the house, how are you saying goodbye to each other? When you're coming home, how are you greeting each other? You can actually use these very simple times in your day to strengthen your relationship, because we are busy.
Yeah, that's so true. And there's conflict in the marriage. When people say, we never fight, we're just always happy, I don't believe that. But how can you make that conflict okay?
Yeah, we always tell people that if you're not fighting, then one of you isn't necessary in a relationship, because it's a good thing. Conflict is an opportunity. Conflict is good. Combat is bad. In other words, if we're yelling and screaming and criticizing, withdrawing, that's combat. That's never going to do anything good for a relationship. But I tell you, when we go through conflict, it teaches us things about me, about her, about our marriage, and that's only going to help us grow stronger together.
I agree with that totally. And not to bring to the table, well, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. What have you done today?
See, I told you.
You're not supposed
I
to
never
do that.
Never do that.
What about societal myths?
You know, there's a lot of them out there, and I think that as we enter into marriage, if you're getting married, you know, in May, you know, coming up, that they can impact then your relationship. And many times we believe these for years and years. One of them is that love is self-sustaining, that, you know, we're never going to have to do anything to keep this marriage relationship strong. And the truth is, there is no autopilot for marriage. Often I'll hear my friends say, oh, you know, when the kids are gone, then I'm going to pay attention to him again in this marriage. But the truth is, we have to feed it, nurture it, grow it every single day, and make choices to keep it a priority.
That's great advice, absolutely. And you also say that it's important to dream together as a couple. What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, Erin and I, what we can do together is far greater than either one of us could do on our own. And so we always tell couples, your marriage has to be about something bigger than just petty arguments or pursuing, you know, whatever vacations. We need to be pursuing something meaningful together. I know one of the things that Erin and I did several years ago is adoption. That became our dream, and we ended up adopting a little girl from China named Annie.
Cute. How old is she?
She's 8.
8 years
Best
old?
we have from age 22
to 8 years old.
22, 18, 14, and 8.
Wow, you busy. You're very busy. So with all that going on, what a beautiful family right there. With all of that going on, how do you keep the romance alive?
Yeah, you know, one of the things I've learned is it really is about curiosity. True romance is about staying fascinated and curious and keep knowing her. And it's not about all the flowers and the candy and the romantic dinners. Those are great. those will heighten the romance. But I've learned more that it's about me letting her know that I'm interested in who she is. She is one of the most fascinating people I know.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's true, though.
Well,
That's
and
important.
I keep changing. You know, as women, we often do that.
Yes.
We change our minds, we
Yeah.
change our clothes.
We change our hair.
Coffee orders.
I didn't know that was.
I want to end with something that I think is really cute. I want to share a story after you tell me about treasure hunting and why that's important.
You know, treasure hunting is important, and especially marriage, because we're going to go through challenges.
Yeah.
We've been married for almost 25 years, 24 years this May, and there's going to be things that are challenging. So make sure you look back and look for the blessings that come from those difficult times. You know, our early years were difficult, and we know that made us who we are because we got help, we got counseling, and we put the effort in. And you know what? You can grow a great marriage even if you start when it's
so
rough.
important. Well, with treasure hunting, I remember my husband, this is before kids, he bought me these really cute little gold earrings. We didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, $20 was a lot to us, you know? And he took time to make a homemade map, and X marks the spot. And so I had to dig up the gold. And I thought that was cute.
Say
But
you want a
so
treasure
it
hunt.
was a
Yes.
treasure hunt.
Yeah.
But when you say count the blessings that you've experienced in life, those are the
Yeah.
true treasures.
Yeah, and
the memories.
and sometimes they're difficult memories.
Yeah.
But there's always a blessing hidden within that.
That's so true. Well, thank you very much. This is a great book. You really should pick it up. Plot a course for the greatest love of all. I'm not even going to try and sing that, Whitney Houston. With Greg and Erin Smalley's new book, Crazy Little Thing Called Marriage. Order your copy online at family.org or amazon.com and set your marriage on course for endless love.